Good morning, Powur Partners. Welcome to our very first team training for 2022. So thank you guys that were able to join me on this call. This is also going to be in my YouTube library, so no worries if you couldn't join today. And we are going to get started. So today, our call is how to work your business like a job, right? So your Powur business is a business in a box. You get to work it like you want. So it is a business, but when we teach you how to work it like a job, you're able to get out of it what it is that you're looking for out of Powur. So the biggest thing to know about Powur is that your knowledge and your skill set are going to be your best investments with this company. Okay, so there's a saying that I learned from my real estate career: the more you learn, the more you earn. I've always found that to be true. And when it comes to sales, and it's definitely going to be true when it comes to Powur. So I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to be the most successful. So you want to work your business like a job, right? So what does that mean? Well, you're going to run your business like a business. Okay. So you're the owner, you're the CEO. You don't have overhead liability and responsibility, but you're still the CEO of your company. So you get to run your business like a business, but you want to work it like a job. When we go to work, when we get our first jobs, or we're out in the corporate world, whether we're still in the corporate world or not, we have a set work schedule. And our work schedule can be 9 to 5, 8 to 6, whatever that schedule looks like. But it's a set work schedule. And you're there every day, or whatever your job is, or whatever your assignment is, and you're working that job, right? So, the best advice for Powur is to keep that same mindset, especially in the first year or two of your business. Okay. Yes, you are the CEO of your business, but you still need to show up every day, plug away every day, do the do's every day at your business. And I'm going to share with you what some of those do's are. It's the same thing I had to do when I started working this like a business, running it like a business, but working it like a job. I only did that. I've only been doing that for maybe a year and a half, and I've been seeing the results just from consistently plugging away at it. So I want to help you guys on my team be able to get some of those same results. The key thing to know, again, I keep saying it's a business, so you need to invest in your business. And in order to invest in your business, you need to know that you are that business, right? Powur is just your product supplier, but you are the business. You are the business owner. So Powur, I work with Powur, but the name of my business is King Solar Pros. That is my corporation. I'm the CEO of that, and I'm partnered with Powur. Okay. So what do I have to do, or what did I have to do? What do I do to grow my business? Guys, I'm going to give you some tips. Your business is only going to grow as much as you do. So each and every day, we have to be focused on growing ourselves. Okay. I do that with learning, I do that with training. Okay. I make commitments to myself. That's the very first bullet point. You've got to make commitments to yourself. It starts with mindset. That's really big in any sales industry, especially when it comes to the solar world. There's a saying out there that says 97% of sales is mindset. The rest are just the skills, right? So it's mindset. So every day I've got to get up, reprogram my brain, listen to some good stuff, something motivational. I listen to Joyce Meyer every morning. She kind of kicks me into gear, but I get my mindset right. Okay. Quite honestly, there's always going to be problems in your business, whether that's with Powur, whether that's the any other businesses that you're running. In my real estate business, every day there's something that comes up, or there's some issue. But as long as you have the right mindset, you can accomplish. You can approach that task and get it handled and get it done and move on to the very next thing. So it starts with mindset. The next thing is training. Training. Thank you guys for being on the training call today. The more you learn, the more you earn. So the more training you get, even if it's as you're door knocking, or as you're doing something else that you have to do throughout the day, cleaning, washing your clothes, doing your laundry. You can be listening to a podcast. You can be listening to my YouTube channel that's got some training stuff, Jonathan's YouTube channel that's got some training stuff. I find every time I listen to something, I pick up another nugget that makes me better for my business. So we got to make commitments and focus on our training. Solar University is another avenue. It's a website that has a lot of good training on it.
What's
There's a
it
lot of
called?
It's called Solar University.
Oh,
So I'll give you the resources and tools to that. There's videos and there's a whole bunch of online training, especially with Powur. So that's number one, right? Making those commitments to yourself and to your training so that you can grow, so that you can continue to learn. The next big commitment, especially in this business, is our time. As you start growing your team, as you start doing more sales, as you start prospecting more, as you start adding those things into your calendar, you're going to see your time is going to get eaten up. Time is very valuable. Time is money. So one thing I always suggest, one thing that I do is that I have a calendar. My calendar is my phone. Everything goes in my calendar, and my calendar is my boss. Okay. So the members that are on my team, they know when they reach out to me, if I'm available, I can grab the phone, but most of the time I'm not available because I've got things scheduled out in my calendar. I'm either talking to a client, talking to a team member, prospecting, recruiting. I've got something scheduled out throughout the day, right? Because I'm working my business like a job. Right. So when someone needs to get to me and they're not on my calendar, I basically send them my calendar so that they can jump on that calendar. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier, and it's going to be able to allow you to manage and run your business the way you need to so that you can get the success that you want. Another really good tool is a contact management system. We call them CRMs in real estate. They stand for Customer Relationship Manager, Customer Relationship Manager. I recommend that everyone figure out what CRM they're going to use so that they can help build those relationships with their customers. Guys, as you know, if you're in this business, you've probably come from another sales industry. You may have done some sales in the past. If you've been in sales for a while, you're going to get leads, you're going to get contacts, you're going to be having conversations every single day. And there is no way you're going to be able to remember everything. There's no way. My goal is that I'm talking to 10 people a day. If I'm talking to 10 people a day or making 10 attempts to talk to 10 people a day, how am I able to manage that? Well, I have a CRM. So it doesn't matter which one. There's so many out there. I say get the one that works for you. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. A really good one is called a Realtyjuggler, realtyjuggler.com. It's $99 a year, I believe, unless it's gone up. It's $99 a year. I've used that in my real estate business, but you can honestly use it in any business. And it's just a way to put in the name, number, notes on conversations that you had. And you can also set follow-up tasks so you know who to follow up with, right? So if I tell a client, hey, I'm going to call you back in 2 weeks from now, I'm going to go and put that in my CRM. And every morning I get an email that tells me who I need to be following up with. Right. So we're running our business like a business. Okay. Mm-hmm. Another thing you need is a little bit of money. You need to invest in yourself. Right. I know that if you're just starting out, it's probably not, you don't have a lot of extra cash just laying around. That's the purpose of you looking at Powur, so that we can help you build that revenue. But as soon as you do, as soon as you close your first deal, as soon as you get an ambassador check, I suggest that you invest in business cards. There's some marketing tools out there. There's leads that you can buy, right? But there's a certain way to do it. On my next trainings coming up, I'm going to show you guys how to find leads and phone numbers to call that are not expensive. Clothes, right? I recommend a good polo shirt. Today is a day, of course, I'm not wearing my polo shirt, but I usually have on a polo shirt that has my company logo in the corner, or I have a polo shirt from Powur. Okay. And then you want to go and invest in networking events. That is a really, really huge one that I think a lot of us pros miss out on. And you're honestly leaving money on the table when you don't try to network and go to networking events. Let me give you an example. My prior life, real estate pro, 18, 19 years. 19 years in real estate. Now I'm all solar. Last 2 years, all solar with Powur. But I had a big networking event with realtors. They're called Women's Council of Realtors, WCR for short. And that's just a bunch of powerful women realtors that get together. They educate, train, support, and uplift each other. I am an affiliate with that organization. So what that means is I paid, I think, $500 for the year, but I get to sit in on all their Zoom calls when they're Zooming with these women. Sometimes these calls have 100 women from all around the nation listening to education. And I get to come in with my little 7-minute spotlight, my slide, 7-minute spotlight, and I get to talk about solar, and I get to educate them about solar for that 7 minutes. That's a networking event. Each and every time I do one of those events, I come back with leads. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys in our future trainings how to leverage your time in that way where you can where it benefits you more. Also, guys, your efforts. Okay, your business will only grow as much as you do. How much effort do you put into your business? What are your efforts? Okay, and it's not just efforts as in activities. It's what are your dreams for your business? What are your goals? What's your marketing plan? What's your business plan? What's your strategy? Do you take time out once a week or some time out, an hour or two a week or something like that, and work on your business, not just in your business? So there's a difference, right? Working in your business is calling prospects, calling homeowners, calling realtors, doing the activities. But working on your business is defining your marketing plan. What are you going to be doing in January, February, March? If it's door knocking, great. What days are you going to door knock? What hours? I have a different approach. I network and I have a different approach. So I have to plan that out and put that in my marketing plan. And guess what? That takes time and it takes my effort to actually do it. Okay. So those are the 4 things that you're going to want to focus on as you're growing your power business. Okay. Okay. So let me show you guys or give you guys more examples on working your business like a job. What are the things you need to do to specifically work it like a job? Again, scheduling everything is really, really crucial, especially as you're growing your business, as you're networking more. You're going to want to schedule everything. You can use a simple system like Google Calendar. Everybody has access to Google. If you've got a Gmail, everyone has access. That's nice and simple. Or I use something called Calendly. It's a little bit more advanced, but once you set it up the first time, it's set up and I can schedule out different activities in my Calendly. I believe it cost me $150 for the year. I'm investing in my business, investing in myself, but it makes life a lot easier. So whichever one you choose, it doesn't matter. You can start out with one and then advance to the other one as you need to. But what are you going to be scheduling? Your open and close time, when you start work and when you would like to end, right? I would like to end my days at 7 p.m. But sometimes I have to be a little bit more flexible depending on who I'm dealing with. But that's scheduled in my phone, right? Also, my gym time, all that morning time when I'm getting ready to come into the office, all that's scheduled in my phone. My training times are scheduled. This call was scheduled in my phone. My Tuesday calls that I do with Jonathan Bernasso and their team, that's scheduled in my phone. My Monday night power hours are scheduled in my phone. I just put them in my phone because I made a commitment to myself that I need to learn in order to grow. And so I've scheduled all that in my phone. That was my number one commitment. Okay. Your lead gen time needs to be scheduled in your phone. Prospecting is what it's called. And there's a difference between prospecting and following up. I'll talk about that in a later training, but you need specific time for prospecting, for reaching out to new people that you haven't talked to before to find out about solar. See if they're open to learning more about solar. Okay. Usually in our calendar, that's between 9 and 11. It kind of varies on certain days, but usually mornings are the best times to prospect, or in the evenings between 4 and 6 is what some studies have found. But whatever time works best for you, you want to schedule that time in. And guys, we want to treat this time as a commitment, as a promise to ourselves. So if I schedule prospecting time between 5 and 7, and this is Friday, between 5 and 7, I'm reaching out to this list of people. I'm not going to be taking other calls between that time frame because I'm committed to that time. I'm focused on that activity. All right. Your calling times, right? That's more like your follow-up time. When will you call the leads that you already have in your pipeline to follow up with them? I have in my calendar on Mondays and Fridays are my follow-up times. Mondays are for my clients. Fridays are for my team. Those are my follow-up times, and they're scheduled, a 2-hour block already in my calendar. So I know what I should be doing. You also want to schedule your lunch time because we need to eat. And again, your off time. Okay. What I found out, for those of you that don't know, I have been in sales my entire adult life. It's over 25 years I've been doing sales. I've had a few W-2 jobs, but I immediately went over to sales. And I found something out. What I found out is what doesn't get scheduled doesn't get done, right? Especially in sales, because when you start your day, it's usually go, go, go until the end of the day where you just kind of pass out, right? So what doesn't get scheduled doesn't get done. But guess what? what gets scheduled usually gets done. So if I've got something on my calendar, that's going to happen. Okay. So your schedule is really, really important for your business. All right. Another thing you need to do in any business, especially your power business, is that you need to set goals. And they should be short-term goals. And you also need to work those goals consistently. Like I said, I have to have 10 dials a day, which will give me 10 conversations a week. I have to have a minimum of 10 dials a day where I'm leaving a message or a text if they don't pick up, but that's going to give me my 10 conversations a week that I'm looking for, which are my 40 conversations a month, right? And in those conversations, my activity results from that. Okay, so I'm giving you an example of how to set goals. You want to set daily goals, weekly goals, and monthly goals. Okay, and when you set those goals, you want to make sure to work them for a minimum of a 90-day increment, probably longer, but we put in there 90-day increments. Okay, because sometimes, especially with the human mind, we'll get started, we'll see some success, or we may not see some success, and we'll say, oh, this isn't working. That's not working. And we readjust. No, set your goal and then focus on that goal for 90-day increments, and you'll see the results that come from that. Okay. So in my trainings, I've got some info for us here. Top producers. So guys, again, for those that don't know me and how I operate, I am a top producer in the things that I do. Whether that's real estate, whether that's solar, doesn't matter, whatever industry or whatever I take on, I am a top producer. And the reason why I become a top producer, or I am a top producer, is because I do the do's, I do the activities that lead to the results. Okay. So I found especially in the real estate industry, which is very similar to the solar industry, there's some commonalities. Top producers in either industry, they set daily goals. Right? I have a daily goal. I've got to have 10 reach outs, 10 dials, 10. I have to reach out 10 a day, right? That's my activity. That's my daily goal. Okay. Average producers only set weekly goals. They might say, I'm going to do 10 a week, right? Why? Because it's easier to catch up. It's easier to not be accountable when you do it by the week, right? So when you're not as accountable, you only get average results, which is okay if that's what you want, but that's how you're going to get there, by weekly goals. Low producers set monthly goals. Those are the goals that say I'm going to do one a month, right? And that's it. You just have that monthly goal. You don't have the weekly, you don't have the daily. That's going to get you to the one a month. Okay. And that's why they get stuck in that low producer category. Okay. Very low producers set annual goals. I want to make an additional $5,000 this year. Okay. That's an annual goal, right? They don't have monthly goals. They don't have weekly goals or daily goals. They don't want to be accountable, but they want to set, that annual goal, which in return is going to give you a very low result. And then no producers set no goals. They just kind of show up. They do it if they feel like it. They have no goals. So which one of these categories do you want to fall into? Right? I mean, guys, sales is very simple. I mean, I love it. It's simple for me, right? Because it's skills, and it's the math and the science of it, right? It's the numbers game. If you're consistent at what you do, you will get results. And if you're good at what you do, you will get results. So if you're consistent and good at what you do, you will get the results that you want. Right? It's the same thing for power. If you show up consistently every day and do the right activities, and if you continue to learn while you're doing those activities, right, you're going to get better at it, right? And you're going to get the results that you're looking for in this business or in any other sales business. I love it. I'm trying to contain my excitement. Okay. Now, let me give you guys a key tip. This is what I see all the time. Lots of times we are focused on the results. We say, I want to make $100,000. I hear that a lot in real estate. I want to make $100,000 in the next 12 months, right? That's the result, right? But they leave out the activity, okay? In order to be successful in sales, you got to focus on the activity, not the results. If you do the activity, you will get the results. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. I was on a training call earlier, And it was with Brent Go from EXP Realty, and he was talking about Jenny Craig. And we're in the beginning of the year, and people have these New Year's resolutions, and some people have already quit, and they said, you know what, Jenny Craig doesn't work. And he asked us, he said, guys, there was 120 people on the call. He said, guys, does Jenny Craig work? And there's, yeah, we know Jenny Craig works. I've never been on it, but I know it works. It's a successful program. So what's the real reality of it when someone says that? It's not that Jenny Craig doesn't work. It's that they're not working the Jenny Craig program, or they're not working Jenny Craig, right? They're not focused on the activity that's going to get them the results. Okay. They just looked at the results. I want to lose weight, and thought it was going to happen magically. Right. And we all know that that's not how it works. It's the same thing in any business, right? You got to focus on the activity in order to get the results. Okay. So what does that activity look like in Powur? What does that activity look like in this virtual solar world? Okay. I say this all the time. These are the activities. Take a screenshot if you can, but these are the activities that you need to focus on, which will then get you the results. Number one, number of new leads that I get today. How many new leads did you get today? If your activity is door knocking, how many doors did you knock in order to get new leads? Okay. I always relate it back to real estate, because real estate is kind of the same thing. You can door knock in real estate. You can do events just like solar, right? We call it events, open houses, right? Did you go sit some open houses so you can get some new leads, new people to talk to? How many new leads did you get today? Okay. And then it's not just how many new leads did you get, how many of them did you call? I'm in BNI for solar. So I get leads sometimes. I just got one 2 days ago, and I've got a rule that they must be called right away. How many leads did you dial today? Okay. Now I can't just dial that same one lead over and over. I've got to go out and look for 10 different people a day to talk to. Okay. Does that make sense? So on my chart, I'd have 10. I got 10 new leads today because I went to find 10 people to talk to. How many did I dial? I dialed all 10 today. Now, here's the next one. How many did I convert? How many of them gave me a bill? Okay, that's the result. If you do the top two, if you do the activity, the result's going to come. So if I talk to 10 people a day, I know there's about a 50% clip, 50% chance I'm going to get 5 of those bills. See how that works? So you do the talking, you'll get some bills. From those bills, I'm going to make a certain number of appointments, probably 5 appointments if I have the right conversations, right? If I get people open. Right? From those appointments, I'm going to have a certain number of presentations with or without a mentor. It's probably going to be 5 presentations. If I got the bill and I was able to make the appointment, which there's a science to that I'm going to teach, you're going to have 5 sit downs, 5 presentations, because we're virtual. Okay. And then from those 5 presentations, the number of sales, how many sales did I make today? That's just in the matter of the 5. We can't control that. You can't make 5 people all buy from you right now. Some of them are going to have objections. Some of them are going to want to wait. Some of them are going to want to pray on it, talk to the wife. Hopefully you have them both there. So talking to the wife is not an issue, but maybe you couldn't get them both there. Okay. The key is, if I do the activities, go out and find new leads and call them and talk about solar, the rest of it's going to come. Does that make sense? The second part to that is tracking your activity. We got to track the activity. I think that's one of the hardest things for sales professionals to do, is to track their results. But I can tell you this from my experience: when you don't track your results, number one, you can't figure out the math to what you're doing. Do you see how I gave you some math? If I have 10 conversations, I'm going to dial 10 people. I can control that. I'm going to get 5 bills if I talk to 10 people. That's a 50% clip. Okay, which is going to give me 5 appointments, which is going to give me 4 presentations, barring nobody gets sick or anything like that, which is going to get me the sales that I'm looking for. And I'm looking for 2 sales a week with that science, right? So what does that tell me? If I track my numbers, that tells me for every 10 conversations I have, every 10 leads or prospects that I get open is going to result in roughly 2 signs a week. Does that make sense? I call it reverse engineering. I don't call it that. I've heard that from all my coaches. They reverse engineer the math. Okay. They figure out what they need to do to get the results that they want. Okay. So all we have to focus on are the activities. All we have to take control of are the activities. We can't be responsible for if they decide to go solar or not. That's their own personal decision. But we are responsible and accountable to, did I make my 10 dials today? Does that make sense? All right. Another thing is, when you track your activity, your results will increase. I just showed you. If you know you're doing 10 dials a day, and let's say you're working 4 days a week, that's 40 dials. You know you're going to get a certain amount of results from that based on your skills. Okay. I hope that makes sense for you guys. That's the fun part for me. I get to reverse engineer it, and I know I can't fail. If I'm having a bad month, if my numbers are down, I know I just need to talk to more people. That's the math behind sales. That's the part that I love. All right. So I think I skipped one. 5 money-making activities. I'm going to give you guys 5 money-making activities for Powur. Okay. And these are the basics. I tell reps, when you sign up, just focus on these things first. From this will come your first couple of transactions. You'll see how the system works, how good it is. You'll have the money to invest in you. You'll be able to set up your systems. Does that make sense? It's a process. Just like in real estate, when people join real estate and they join our real estate team, I don't tell them to start learning the contract, go learn the listing agreement. I don't tell them all that technical side. I tell them the first things you need to do is go find you some clients. Make your list, just like in Powur, and call these people and let them know you're in real estate. It's the same thing with Powur, same thing with solar. You make your list of your top 100, you call them and let them know that you're in solar. Okay. So these are the 5 money-making activities. You're going to start by getting the leads. That's that list of 100 that we talked about, that Powur talks about when you onboard. Okay. So you want to get the lead. Guys, let me give you the definition of a lead versus a prospect. So a lead is just the name and contact information, phone number, preferably, email secondary, but a name and contact info. That's just a lead. Okay. That's where you start, but we need to convert these leads into prospects. Okay. Someone that could possibly be interested in our product, in our service. A prospect is someone that you have spoken to or communicated with, who is open to learning more about what you do, or who is open to learning more about your product. Okay. I use the word open to learning more. When I'm talking to my BNI referral partners and they're saying, what's a good referral for you? I tell them, someone who's open for a 10-minute sit-down conversation, someone who's open, whether that's a homeowner or whether that's someone interested in joining my team on Powur. All I need is for them to be open to hearing me out. Okay. I don't say interested. You don't want to use the word interested. If you use the word interested and the person you're talking to, they don't know, like, and trust you yet, right? You haven't built enough rapport with them yet. They just don't know you yet, right? They're going to always say no. And the reason they're saying no is because interested is a buying word, right? If a telemarketer calls you and they want to offer you something, are you interested in blah, blah, blah? Are you interested? And what's your first thought? No, I'm not interested. No, thank you. Okay. So change that question from are you interested to are you open? Are you open to learning more about Powur? Are you open to learning if solar is a good fit for your home, or open to seeing if solar is a good fit for your home? Are you open to seeing if you could save money by possibly switching to solar? Right? But are you open is where we want to go with that. So the first thing you want to do is get the lead. That's how you start in any business. You got to start with the business, with the lead, right? In our very next training 2 weeks from now, we're going to talk about lead gen sources, how to get leads, how to think outside of the box, and how to get leads. Okay. The second thing you want to do for your 5 money-making activities is you want to get their interest. You don't want to just get a name and a number and that's it, right? You want to get them interested a little bit. Talk to them a little bit about it. Hey, do you have high energy bills? There's different ways to create that conversation to spark some interest. That's it. And we're going to talk more about that in other trainings. After you get their interest, you want to get their bill. This is the key when you're first starting in this industry, because if you can get their bill, you're going to get an appointment. It's as simple as that. If you can get their bill. But if they say, well, I can't find it, or I'll send it to you later, you're going to always be chasing down bills. And that's not the objective. Okay. Your objective is to find people that are open to learning more about solar to see if it's a good fit for them and their home, right? Help save the environment, help save the planet, but they've got to be open. Okay. So you got to get their bill. Number four, right after you get their bill, you want to book the appointment. Book that appointment right away. And you want to try to book it for 24 to 48 hours, no more than 72 hours out. There is a rule in sales. If it's outside of 3 days, they forgot about you, right? They're probably not going to show up. So you want to try to get them scheduled sooner rather than later while it's still top of mind for them. Okay. And the way I do it with my team is I give them my calendar link. I have a specific link for zero down energy savings proposals is what it's called. Zero down energy saving proposal. And my team can go right on that link. They can be talking to that homeowner. They can look, they can check that availability and set it for something that's available on the calendar. That is a very good system to use when you're out setting appointments, especially if you're going to be doing it with a mentor. Okay? Even if it's just your schedule, right? Get into the habit of pulling out your phone and go ahead and booking that calendar, booking that schedule, right? And then immediately after that, you want to submit that lead. You want to go into the Powur back office. You want to choose the mentor that works best with you after already having had a conversation with them. Don't choose them blindly. Have a combo first, right? And then submit that lead. So that mentor can have the lead time to start gathering the information and the knowledge that they need in order to help you guys successfully present to this client. Okay. Please try to give the mentor some leadway. You want to give them a 2 to 3 hour window. Some mentors require more. I know one that requires a 4 hour window, right? What if the mentor is out and about and they're not home yet and you submitted that lead? So don't just submit it blindly. Go ahead and reach out, give them a call, check their calendar, but give them a window so that they can order the proposal, look at the property, go to Google Earth, do all that little back end stuff that we need to do to be super successful. All right. Does that make sense? Awesome. 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 All right. Now, the next couple of slides are going to talk about the advanced level. What do you do when you're growing your business in Powur? Okay. The first stage is getting bills and helping homeowners. That's stage one. Stage two is growing your business in Powur. Or you can do like me and do a combination of both. I do both stage one and stage two at the same time. I'm growing my business as I'm also helping homeowners. Okay. But my focus when I'm growing my team is a different approach. And I'm going to show you guys what that approach is. It's the same concept. Focus on the activity, not the results. It's the same concept, right? We're not changing that. All I got to do is do the activity and the result is going to come. So, but my activities, what I focus on is how many number of new ambassador leads did I get today? Because when I'm reaching out to realtors, when I'm reaching out to roofers, when I'm reaching out to handymen and contractors, my initial lead in is for the $1,000 referral ambassador program. Okay. Because my goal is to have 10 conversations, 10 dials for 10 conversations. And from those conversations, I'm going to get ambassadors to sign up. Okay. My next step is how many new consultant leads did I get today, right? Because some of these people, some of these companies, they're going to want to go straight to the consultant model. They're going to see the power of Powur, just like I did, the power of Powur. But they're going to do what I did when I first looked at Powur. I saw the power of it, and I immediately became a consultant. No, I didn't do anything for the first 4 or 5 months, unfortunately. But once I plugged in, I plugged in. So you're going to have that as well as you're reaching out and talking to people, talking to prospects. So how many new consultant leads did I get today? How many number of new ambassador leads did I dial today? Right? So if I get 10 in a day, I'm going to dial 10. If I get 5 in a day, I'm going to dial 5, hopefully. Barring that I don't get one at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, I'm not going to dial them in the middle of the night. Okay. But those are the things I can control. How many new ambassador leads did I get? How many new consultant leads did I get? Okay. And then from those, how many new ambassador leads did I convert today? Or how many of them did I get open to hearing more about the ambassador program? How many did I get open to talking to so we can see if they have any clients that might need our help and that they can refer our way? Right? Same thing with consultant leads. How many did I convert today? How many did I get open to look at our 15-minute video on Powur Explained? Does that make sense? So those are my goals. Those are my daily activities. Those are the things that I can control. How many did I get open? Okay. Now, once I get these, once I dial, get them in the system, get them in my pipeline and dial them and get them open, the rest of this just comes. Okay. The results are just part of my activities. How many number of appointments did I make today to show the plan? Okay. How many number of presentations did I make today with or without a mentor? How many number of ambassadors did I enroll today? And how many number of consultants did I enroll today? Let me give you guys an example. For January, I did my business plan, my Powur business plan. A lot of you on this call may have already received it because I sent it out in the email. If you didn't get it, drop it in the chat and I'll make sure that you can take a look at my business plan. But in that business plan, I have my KPIs and I have to have 10 dials and make an attempt to have 10 conversations, 10 dials, right? I did that last week, right? I didn't work the first week, but last week of January, I did that and implemented that plan. I signed up 5 ambassadors and 2 consultants, and I got 2 bills just by doing the reach out. And the 2 bills that I got, I wasn't reaching out to homeowners asking them for their bill. I was reaching out to realtors, green realtors is who I was reaching out to, making partnerships, making connections. And that's where I got my 2 bills from. Okay. So I'm telling you guys this just to give you an example, just from reaching out to a lead list that I have, right? By cold reaching out to them with emails. Okay. And then I get a response and that's who I reach out to. So just from reaching out to that list and being consistent on calling them, I was able to, in 1 week, to sign up 5 ambassadors, 2 consultants, and get 2 bills. Okay. And so I want to show you guys how to do the same thing. It takes time, it takes effort, but if you have a plan, it's not difficult at all to do. Okay. Now, also on the team training aspect, and this is the last slide of our training, of this particular training session, but on the team training aspect, there are some tools that you can put into place that will help you with your team, right? I know some of you on the call are already growing a team. I know Jesse, you've got a team member and he's even got a team member, right? As you do Powur, you're going to grow your team organically or on purpose, but either way, it's going to happen. And so in order to prepare in advance for that growth, for that expansion, these are 5 little things you can put into place. So you want to set up an emailing system for your team, right? You're going to use your CRM, customer relationship management system, or MailChimp, or both, right? Or MailChimp is an email program. They have other ones. They have Constant Contact, BombBomb. There's a bunch. The one I chose is MailChimp, and that's the one I use. But you guys on this call, you probably got an email from me that told you about this training that was coming up. And so every week, starting in January, you're going to get an email that's telling you things from me as a team lead to you on the team that can help you with your business, okay, and help you grow your Powur business. So you want to do the same thing for your team so that as you're adding team members, you just put their name in that email list, and there you go. They're on that email every single week. You want to set up a texting system for your team. Okay, so that they get an automatic text to let them know of when the next training is. A very easy one is Gmail. You can set up the invite and just add everybody's email in there as you add them to your team. As your team grows, you want to set up monthly or quarterly activity contests. Right. So I'm thinking of our first quarterly contest for our team that we're going to have as my team is growing. I've got a pretty good number of consultants and ambassadors. So let's think of a contest that we can have. As you guys know at Powur, they're always having contests. Some type of they gave away a couple of Teslas. They just had a masters contest. I placed, I think, number 20. So I actually placed, it was number 20. Next time I'm going to be way higher, but contests, right? To get everybody motivated, activated, and going. You want to set up personal coaching time with your team. So I have a specific calendar link for everyone on this call, everyone on my team. When they've got questions or when they want to go over things, they can set up coaching time on my calendar so that they get 30 minutes of dedicated time from me to ask me whatever it is they need to ask me, or whatever it is for whatever tool or resource they need. When I set that up on my calendar, an email goes out to my team member with instructions, and it says, "Thank you for setting up time on my calendar. Please come to me with the questions that you have that you want for me to answer. So that when we have these one-to-ones, they're very focused, right? Because it's only a 30-minute block. You've already got questions prepared for me, so I know exactly where to go. Sometimes those questions are emailed to me in advance, so that by the time we get on our call, I've already got the tools and resources, and I'm just showing you how to implement those into your business, right? So you want to do the same thing with your team, okay? And then last but not least, you want to create a vision for your team. A vision. Why are we doing this? What's the goal? My team is Powur Partners. We're Powur Partners in solar, and we're here to panel the planet, put more panels on people's homes, get them off the dirty energy grid. Well, what's the vision for that? Right? You want to create one for your team, and you want to share it all the time, right? So, guys, there's a few more slides, but that concludes this training. I am going to go over some future trainings. I'm going to leave the video running so that others are aware that are seeing this after the fact. But the future trainings that are out there, remember, in order to grow your business, the more you learn, the more you earn. That's the bottom line. If you learn about batteries, now you have the ability to sell batteries. If you learn how to do certain adders, if you learn how to work solo, now you have the ability to sell your own deal, right? After you get your first 3 in. The more you learn, the more you earn. Okay. It's the same thing I did to get to where I'm at, mentor status and power. So here's the pathway. So on the 13th, there's a new consultant training. That's today, right after this. But there's one at 12 p.m., one at 5 p.m. as well. Check the Powur calendar. Everything's on the Powur calendar. On this evening, we have a Powur Hour Evolution Convention sneak peek. That's at 5 p.m. this evening. You guys will see me there if you plug in. On this Friday and Saturday, we've got an all-day national convention. It is virtual because of the state of affairs now. But you go right here to powurconvention.com, plug into that. They're making all these major announcements at their convention. They've also got a lot of great training. They've got all of the top selling ambassadors, producers in the company, giving you guys the tips and tricks that they use to grow their business. The last time we had one of these conventions, I was on it, and I just take mad notes, right? Because the more I learn, the more I earn, right? So if you guys can plug into that, please do. On the 18th, on Tuesday, there's going to be a recap of the convention. For those that couldn't make it, Charles Thompson is going to do a recap. It's at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, but he's going to go over all the major announcements. Guys, at these conventions, this is where we hear about the promotions. This is where we hear about new panels, just all the new exciting stuff that's going on in solar that you then get to start using when you're helping homeowners or when you're helping grow your team. You get to use that information. Okay, that's where you're going to find it out. If you don't plug into these events, you're not going to know that information because there's nobody who's going to share it with you, right? On Tuesday, the 25th. So every Tuesday, my mentor, the one who got me into Powur, Jonathan Bernasso, he is having in-phase training on his 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time call. This is what I share with my reps. You have access to all of these trainings. My trainings are more geared and designed to you're now just starting the business. These are the steps that you want to take. Okay. Jonathan Bernasso's training has been going on for almost 1.5 years. So he's more advanced. Okay, he's the one that's going to have the in phase and the trainers. We'll be there 1.5 years from today. Okay, but my suggestion, you got that time, plug in and listen to them. It's only an hour long. Okay, and you can listen while you're on your phone, while you're outdoor knocking, in between prospecting. On January the 26th is going to be our next training session, our Powur Partners training session. Mine's is every 2 weeks. Okay, on Thursdays at 12 p.m. And it's the daily activities to succeed. So guys, I'm going to give you in specific details what you should do, how many hours you need to do based on what your plan is. Are you using Powur for extra income? Is it a spare time job? Is it a part-time job? Or is it a full-time career for you? What is Powur? One of those three. And depending on which one it is, I'll tell you what you need to do in each area to get the results that you want. Okay, because it's different in every area. So that's going to be that class. February the 1st, Jonathan Bernasso, he's doing what's called a Sonova training. Okay, that's very advanced. Please join. You're always going to get nuggets, but that's very advanced. When you become your own mentor, right, and you get your HIS license, you'll be able to sell yourself. And we've got 3 different products. Good Leap, Sunlight, and Sonova. Okay, Good Leap and Sunlight, those are the easier ones, right through Solo, but Sonova has its own separate platform. And so there's going to be a training on that to teach you how to use that platform for when we need it. Then on February the 8th, there is a new rep onboarding training. This is Jonathan Bernasso's class. He's got one of his mentors, Paul Rosano, that's going to be on that call teaching us how to onboard our reps when we get them. Okay, so everyone has a different process. I have a different process that I use, but this is Paul Rosano. He's been very successful in onboarding people, and he's going to share that process with you, okay, or with us, right? So if you guys have any other ideas, if there's any mentors on this call that want to train, if you want to become a mentor, stay plugged in. I need to grow my mentor team, and I'm looking for good candidates to grow my mentor team. Why will we do that? Why would you want to become a mentor? You know that once you become a mentor, now as you're adding people to your team, they're coming with bills that you can help them close. So becoming a mentor is nothing more than another lead generation platform, right? A way to generate leads. I get leads every single week from people that are in the platform that like my style, like how I teach, or just have clients in my area where I specialize, and I'm able to help them close those deals for a 50-50 commission. All right. So you definitely want to get to the path of mentor as soon as possible. And my team, Powur Partners, we need more mentors. Spanish speaking, across the board, we need more mentors. So please get on my calendar, get with me if you want to become a mentor, because I like to help you to get to one as soon as possible. Right. And then here is one last slide. If you guys want to take a screenshot, if you're available, but here is our chain of commands, basically our operations at Powur. Okay. What do you do when you need help on a sold project? Here are all the steps that you want to follow to get some results, get resolution. And then also here's the 866 Go Powur number that you can reach out to reach customer care when those solutions are not working for you. I actually just found out about that number myself. So that's awesome. I wanted to be able to provide that for you guys. And with that, I want to thank you guys for showing up. Thank you so much for being a part. I am going to end this recording right now, and then we're going to open up for questions.